Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hello, good Tuesday afternoon. I'm Nick Oresco, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. We will get to your top stories in just a moment. Let's first check in with 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis on this chilly Tuesday.
Yeah, feels like January.
It does.
I was talking with Alexa a little bit earlier about how we're not going to break any record lows, but considering that the world is warming, and we're warming here in New England, anytime we get these little punctuation marks of cold air, it's kind of a shock to the system.
Right. I had a speech about this, maybe 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Kind of went on a rant.
You did.
But
you did a great job.
I digress on that.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening in terms of traffic. And it is chilly, but this is fascinating. For the last 4 or 5 days, we really haven't had much in the way of traffic here during the beginning of the evening commute in greater Springfield. And the Pike looks good north of town on I-91 is also looking fine. So let's take a look at the temperatures. And keep in mind that our average high temperature for today is 33 degrees at Westover Air Reserve Base. And here we are a solid 10 to 12 degrees below average. 22 in Greenfield, our favorite temperature. 20 Westfield and Northampton, 21 in Springfield, and look at that, we're in the low teens in Pittsfield. Combine a little breeze and you can see that our wind chill numbers are in the single digits. Westfield, Springfield, orange. We're below zero with the wind in North Adams and Pittsfield, and this is cool as a reference point. We do not have wind chill sensors at Northampton and Great Barrington, so it's a pretty good point of comparison to show you how much colder the wind is making the air feel. All right, clouds and radar showing dry weather. Another mostly clear night. Unfortunately, our chances for northern lights tonight are greatly diminished than they were last night when we had clouds overhead for much of the evening hours. But regardless, wind backs off. Sky is clear. Cold night tonight. Pretty good chance at getting down to zero. We'll update you on temperatures for the rest of the week with the 22 News Storm Team forecast.
Police continue to investigate an armed bank robbery on Elm Street in West Springfield. West Springfield Police Sergeant Thomas Burke told 22 News it happened at the Holyoke Credit Union on 85 Elm Street in West Springfield. Sergeant Burke said the investigation is ongoing with no other information provided. Stay with 22 News for more information. We'll have updates tonight at 5. We have an update right now on that deadly crash in Cummington yesterday. The victim has been identified as an 87-year-old woman. According to state police, troopers were sent to the crash involving a box truck and a car on Route 9 at around 9:30 Monday morning. They say the victim was driving a Toyota Corolla on Fairgrounds Road before colliding with that box truck at the Route 9 intersection. That woman, whose name has not been released, later died from her injuries. The driver of the box truck was not hurt. The crash remains under investigation. A driver is facing charges after crashing into a Massachusetts police station. It happened yesterday afternoon in Shrewsbury. Police think the crash was intentional. The driver was taken into custody and then to the hospital for treatment. No passengers were in the car with him and no one else was hurt. The driver is charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Police say they have dealt with him before, but do not know a motive. 22 News is your local election headquarters, and Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey and Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll have announced their re-election campaign. The governor announced the campaign on social media this morning. The announcement comes just days before Healey is set to deliver the State of the Commonwealth address on Thursday. Right now, no Democrats are on November's ballot, but there are several Republicans, including Mike Keneally, Brian Shortsleeve, and Michael Minogue. Hey, let's get back with meteorologist Brian Lapis. Clear day, cold conditions, and potentially it can get even colder as we head into later this week.
Yeah, we're talking about temperatures on Saturday and Sunday that may not make it out of the mid-teens. So that's something to start thinking about, and also the chance for some snow again over the weekend. But wow, we're putting the cart way ahead of the horse. So let's back it up a little bit and show you what's happening right now. Clouds and radar. Not a bad afternoon if you don't mind a little bit of chill in the air. There's a breeze out there, but it's a manageable breeze. And as the sun sets, we expect a clear sky here tonight. 5 o'clock here this afternoon, mostly clear. Mostly clear at 7 p.m. There'll be a light breeze out of the south tonight. Clear sky at 9 o'clock and clear sky overnight. Evening temperatures falling through the teens. Overnight temperatures early tomorrow morning will be between 0 and 6. We start with sunshine tomorrow. There's 10 o'clock, bright. And then by noontime, some clouds are starting to materialize. I'm going to watch out for some snow showers just in time potentially for the afternoon commute. There they are, 7 o'clock, a round of light snow or snow showers. So this could be just enough to coat the ground in the lower Pioneer Valley and maybe give us an inch or two of accumulation along the Mohawk Trail, Franklin County, northern Berkshire County. So a little bit of snow for the evening commute tomorrow. And then as Nick was mentioning, we've got much colder air on the way in here for later in the week. We'll update on 22 News starting at 5.
As Brian mentioned earlier, the Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, lit up the skies of western Massachusetts last night, blanketing the region in a burst of vibrant color. Increased geomagnetic activity brought on the illuminated display, and experts say it was the strongest storm of its kind since 2003. 22 News viewers sent photos of the aurora overhead, showing vivid glows of purple, red, and green in the skies. The 68th Grammy Awards are quickly approaching, and first performer has just been revealed. Sabrina Carpenter is set to take the stage at Crypto.com Arena after earning 6 nominations for this year's ceremony. Some of Carpenter's nominations include Album and Song of the Year. More performers will be announced in the coming days. Other top nominees include Kendrick Lamar with 9 total nominations. Lady Gaga with 7 and Bad Bunny with 6. The Grammys go live with host Trevor Noah on February 1st. After the firing of former Buffalo Bills coach Sean McDermott, Bills fans are making positive moves in their community, continuing their tradition of giving back to charity. Bills Mafia, as they call themselves, are donating to the Skin Cancer Foundation and Make-A-Wish Foundation of Western New York. They're donating increments of $19, honoring McDermott, who was the 19th coach in franchise history. Over $2,000 has already been donated to Make-A-Wish since the head coach termination. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, after a Holyoke City councilor was arrested back in December, the city's police union has released video of the incident. Hear why they say they're not satisfied with the city's response. Plus, the American Red Cross is calling on the community to donate blood. Hear why the winter season is putting pressure on the organization's life-saving blood supply. And class is back in session for students across western Massachusetts. Hear how their return is benefiting local businesses. Brian.
Traffic moving fine here as we move into the evening commute. No major slowdowns to report, and cold night here tonight on the way in. Might have some problems with your batteries for the morning commute tomorrow. We'll update temperatures and our chances for snow tomorrow with our 22 News Storm Team forecast on 22 News at 5.
And we have updates anytime, all the time at wwlp.com, the free 22 News app, and always on 22 News Plus. We'll see you tonight, starting at 5.